This is Ollie. He's a bit camera shy today, aren't we? On cut and grind on a Friday. Cool. So we're just doing a haircut today. What is it we're doing, my dear? What are we doing?
So basically, I just want the same style, a bit off the back and sides.
Yeah.
A bit of a trim on top.
Cool.
I'm getting quite a bit spilling over, so maybe take it a little higher on the parting.
So as we previously discussed, we're going to take it to like a 2, perhaps a 1.5, just around the edges, because obviously the hair is coloured as well. The eyes might catch up a little bit. With Ollie's hair, some guys he feels like he's forcing too much over. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the parting a little bit higher, because his hair, you can see it sits a lot nicely like that. So we'll just sharpen that up. I'm going to just connect this little overhang. I'm just going to follow the previous shape what I've done. So we're going to do the fade, but we're going to dip it low to about here. If I take this all off, it's just going to it's going to go too flat to the head, and it's not going to connect. And with his crown being quite jumpy, it's long enough now, it's sitting really nicely.
It's a jumpy crown.
It does jump a lot. It's got a mind of its own.
It's like me in the discotheque.
Yeah. So with regards to the length on top, again, not too much, just enough to give it, we just want to cut into it because we still love the colour. It's just obviously it's all getting very long, it's all getting very heavy. So we're just going to texturise, take some of the weight out.
And now that the blonde's growing out,
yeah.
When you do the sides with what you've got in mind and taking it a little higher, how much blonde, you know at the moment?
You will still get some blonde, that's the thing. You will still get some blonde. This is obviously going to go quite dark because obviously we're going to get rid of all that, but you will see a bit of blonde through there. But I really like that contrast. I think it looks really nice.
I'm just wondering at which stage it'll get to, you know, when you just got the specs.
Yeah,
but
you might.
I'm way off that.
Yeah, you might still get, yeah, you'll still get a bit. So it's it'll look awesome. With this back bit, we'll fade all this in, keep it nice and natural. This I'm going to connect in a little bit more because this is very heavy. You can see as I'm lifting it up, this is getting too heavy.
Yeah, I feel that. Actually, I forgot to mention that.
So I'm just doing a horseshoe section. I'm doing it more in a point because I want to kind of I like to kind of dip it a bit lower through there. I'm also working it with the way Ollie wears his hair as well. So what I'm going to do now, I'm done my section, I'm going to clipper over comb. But what I'm going to do is I angle it, so I tilt it out like that, rather than, because he likes to come in at an angle, because he likes to wear it all back. So I'm kind of putting my guide through here. And it's nice because with the blonde as well, I can actually see a lot better, like where my guide is.
Yeah, I can see the difference on the camera as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
I love cutting this kind of hair colour with the natural coming through, and I can see that's my meeting point. I'm coming up with that. And with Ollie's hair, his hair's very straight textured naturally, so you just got to be careful. If you go too short, it might start lifting up a little bit. I'm going to go in with a number 2, and then maybe just a 1.5, depending on what Ollie wants.
Yeah,
he
1.5 sounds good, as long as that it doesn't go too high with I just conscious of having a really thin, long.
Yeah, you don't want it to be too top heavy. We don't want Jedward.
No.
So you can see now it's just getting rid of all the kind of excess bleach through there. So when I'm clipping, I kind of go in all different directions, so kind of this way, just to catch all those hairs through there. Get that nice clean line now through there. What we're going to do now is I'm just going to do my 1.5 just around the edges, so it still blends, but it's just a little bit tighter around there because the sides always grow quite quickly, as every guy with short hair knows. Cool. So I'm just going to go with my 1.5 guard. And then with obviously this bottom area, I'm going to taper that in a little bit more, take that in a bit tighter at the back.
interesting.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
When I was in the dress circle, still pretty good view though.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good.
When they sing when she sings "And I'm Telling You," oh my god, my mum is like in bits. So I'm just doing like a 1, kind of 1.5, 1, kind of, and then I'm gonna just go with my 1/2 and 0 and just clean that neck hair. All right. So all I'm gonna do now is just kind of clean up the edges, just sharpen it up through here, and I'm just gonna use my wool detailers. Gotta get those little ear hairs as well.
Oh yeah, get them away.
Yeah.
I noticed a few of those recently. I'm like, you can make a move.
Yeah, you see, goodbye. I'm just following the kind of natural line of the hairline. Don't want to go cutting into it too much. Would you like me to keep your sideburns quite natural, or do you want quite a solid square line, Ollie?
I think let's go for a solid square line. What do you reckon?
Bang.
Make it a bit
Done.
sharper.
2 seconds.
Let's do it. And what about the back at the neck? Is that rounded or straight?
No, I've tapered that in. It looks more natural that way.
Okay.
If you square and round it, it doesn't grow out as nicely.
Okay.
Especially because a lot of people's hairline doesn't grow like in a straight line or rounded.
Ah.
You know, a lot of people have like swirls and and just by cutting, like I remember seeing someone on the train who had it like when it grows like that, they cut it into a V, and I'm sorry, but a couple of days it doesn't look very nice.
Okay.
And
she knows her stuff.
And you want the haircut to look good. You know, you want the haircut to last. You know.
Yeah.
If you feel like you need it done after a couple of days, it's not good. It's not good. So I'm sectioning out where the parting is how Ollie wants to wear it. So what I'm doing now is I'm connecting these side bits from here to here, and then we'll work with the top. A lot of guys complain about how heavy these parts are, and
I'm always whinging about my corners.
Yeah, and that's because you're going short to long, and how much weight and length you have up here, it pushes. So we like to create a haircut on a square shape. If you take this corners off and you go more round, it kind of goes a bit of an angle like that. It doesn't sit as well, and you've got all these little short hairs that grow through. So that's kind of why we like to keep it more square. That's why clients go.
It doesn't seem to suit my head shape, does it, Sky? Like if it's rounded, it goes
too much.
Yeah,
so if someone's rounded your hair, you better grow that out. So you can see I'm just pulling it down. So I'm kind of creating that kind of V shape through here. So again, just kind of connecting these in. I'm just lightly point cutting. Got to be quite gentle with Ollie's hair, because obviously bleached hair is a bit more sensitised, more damaged than non-coloured hair. So you can see when he wears it back now, you can just see he's got that nice swept back look.
Sharp.
I've done the crown, but what I'm going to do is take vertical. Yeah, it's vertical, right? Forward sections, and then lift it all up. So I'm sorry, Ollie, I'm going to have to give you some weird centre parting.
Go for it.
But there is some method to my madness.
Yeah.
It will all make sense to the world. It's like a 90s boy band throwback. Was it like Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys?
Oh, yeah.
Here. Cool. So I don't want to take too much off the top. Literally. So you can see, previously it's been over directed. So all I want to do is just blend that, connect that back in a little bit more through there. So I'm just kind of bringing it all back to my previous section, Again, not taking loads off, but just kind of just checking the shape, making sure it all blends. So I'm going now across, because we've been cutting up this way. I'm now bringing it up just to check it, make sure it's level, which it is. And all I'm going to do is something I like to do, is slicing. So you're just slicing the hair out. So you can see I'm creating like short pieces within the hair. What that basically does, it just texturizes the hair without using thinning scissors, because I don't really like to use thinning scissors, especially on bleached hair, because it just dries the hair, it goes too fluffy.
And I hate thinning scissors.
And we don't like thinning scissors that much.
I had bad experiences.
Yeah.
I have as well.
Yeah.
No,
they created a hole here on my back.
Yeah.
It's exactly what happened to me on my crown. They just took it down to that much hair.
But that's the kind of barbershops where, you know, it's more about speed, but like, you know,
Yeah.
which is, you know, there's...
I'm out there, it kind of looked okay, but when I washed it at home,
Yeah.
the style,
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
I know. That's
As a whole.
exactly what happened
Yeah.
to me.
That's why I like to cut the hair, wash it and dry it, because then I can see how when you do it at home
Yeah.
as well, rather than wash it halfway through the service. And then I kind of just brush it to see how we wear it. Obviously you've got to be a bit gentle with the hair. That's the thing with Ollie's hair. If it sits at a place, you can tell because of how straight it is, how jumpy it is.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do with Ollie's hair is I'm going to wash it and I'm going to dry it, and then I'm going to start texturizing the sides, because obviously we can see it's a little bit heavy, which is fine because obviously the colour, but I just want to refine it and just kind of check it or make sure you're happy with it.
Cool.
Sound good? Liking it?
Loving it.
Perfect. And then with this side, this straight hair, I kind of like to dry it all back just to give the hair a bit of a bend. With Ollie's hair now, you can see from where we've cut it. All I'm going to do now is just really lightly scissor over comb it. Because if we go any shorter, it's going to jump up.
I think this is blonde hair.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right, you tell us what you think.
Yeah, so all I'm doing is just lightly scissor over comb in that line. You're still going to get a bit of a line whatever you do with this kind of hair colour because of the two-tone. What I'm going to do as well as I'm doing it is just really lightly point cut it, because I really just want to soften it. I don't want to do it too much with the thinning scissors if I can. I don't really want to do that, so I just kind of want to do it more with my scissors. So I do with the hair, to bring it down and then I twist it and just soften it, because what that does, it just bevels the hair, kind of encourages it to sit back a bit more. What would you like me to put in finishing wise?
Maybe something matte.
I tend to go with a fingernail amount to start with, and then just a little bit of one pump of that mythic oil, and then all I want to do is just really cover the whole hair. How's that feeling for you?
It's feeling fabulous.
All good.
I love it from that side as well.
I know. This is like
Sharp.
one of my favourite looks, that bleached, and it looks wicked.
I'm hair jealous for once.
I know,
yours
we
is
all
great.
are.
I
Cool.
love that line though, sharp.
I'll just
I
show
feel like
you.
Grace Jones.
So you can
Nice.
see.
Love it.
It looks more of a style now, but you can see dips into that nice little ducktail at the back. Like, it just gives it more of a style.
I like that a lot.
Thank you very much, Ollie. Thank you for
Thank
letting
you,
me
thank
do
you.
your hair. And yeah, so this is kind of 2 back and sides, 1.5, and we just really lightly trim the top, but just added more texture.
Hi, I'm Charlie. I'm a broadcast engineer and I'm here at Cut and Grind to get my beard trimmed with Sky.
Charlie, what we're doing with your beard now?
Just gonna tidy up down here,
Yeah.
keep some of the weight, but tidy up close, bring it closer to the cheeks, get it a bit more defined, and keep the tash. I'm trying to grow the tash out. Just give it a little tidy. Yeah.
All right. So all I would do then with your beard is just clean it underneath, because we're just gonna take it up just slightly, because as you know, all these bits, your kind of corners, they always grow in different directions.
Yeah.
Just stretch your chin up for me, so you can kind of see with Charlie's beard, this kind of grows that way. So it kind of pushes it more like that. So you want to keep this long, but all we're going to do, so you can see from the side, this is shorter than here. You can see how it's just missing through there. So all we want to do is take this part in, because then when he looks straight, it's going to look a lot straighter through there. Because I always find this bit grows more than this part here. So we want to take this back bit up to make it look fuller from all angles. Chin up again, and if you look on this side as well, this grows down. So this side grows, it doesn't push up so much. So that's why some guys feel like it doesn't grow even. That's just the way, the longer the beard hair grows, the different directions you kind of notice the hair grows. Yeah, we'll just take all this up, clean all this with the machine. The cheeks, I'll just clean it a little bit through here. The tash, again, just trimming these corners through there. So again, I always use my wool detailers. They're very sharp and very powerful. I like to use them. So again, just you don't want to cut too much into the beard. You're just kind of removing that excess. Alright, so just going to clean the cheeks. You want to keep your eyes closed for me? So again, keeping it very natural. You don't want to go into the beard too much, because otherwise when this grows, it's not going to sit nice. So you can see, I'm going to be removing about that much off. So you can see I'm not really going to touch this. It's just more cleaning this up. So you can see the difference now. This is just a lot cleaner through there, and you can still see you've got all this that I'm going to clean up off. So when I comb it, I'm kind of doing it like that. I'm not going into it too much, because that's going to remove way too much hair. So this is what I've cut already, but I'm going to use this as my ruler just to kind of match it up so it's all even. So as always with most of my long beards, I'm just going to clean it up with the scissors. Because you can just see it just gives that nice finish. And I always do it when the client's sitting upright, because then, you know, that's how they're going to wear it. Chin up for me just a little bit. So I'm just going to clean the tash now. So all this is trying to grow. So all this we're not going to touch. All I want to do is just kind of clean. So again, with the beard, everything below the crease of the lip is your beard, everything above is your tash. Don't try and pull this up, because that's going to really be uncomfortable. So minimal. How's that looking for you, Charlie?
Good, mate, yeah.
Yeah, have a feel, see what you think. So I'm going to fade his sideburns. Some guys like that straight line, that's totally fine, but because Charlie wants it kind of faded. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to take it any lower than this, we're just working on this kind of area. So I'm going to start with my 1.5 through there, just flicking it out. Again, down to a 1. Down to my 0.5.
Hello and goodbye.
Just to a 0, but just using the corner of my clipper. How's that? So you can see, just softens it a little bit with the fade through there.
It's funny, I was wearing my...
So I'm going to finish off Charlie's beard with the Temple Smoke in Beardbrand. I really like it because it's not very heavy fragrance, and you only need to use a small amount. So you can see. Have a smell of that, see what you think. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. So you literally, even for a big beard like Charlie's, you literally just need a small amount. So again, rub it in through the chin and the jaw. Really work it in all the hair through the beard, not just on top. And whatever's left, you just put a little bit on the tash through there. Perfect. How's that all feeling for you?
Looks wonderful, feels great.
Yeah.
Fantastic, mate. Yeah, cheers.
Thank you.
Happy with your visit to Cut and Grind today?
Very happy with it, yeah. Haircut and the beard trim, fantastic.
Hi guys, my name's Andy and I'm in Cut and Grind with the beautiful Sky.
Stop. Alright, so we're going to be doing hair and beard today. So Andy, what is it? We'll talk about hair first and we'll work our way down to the beard. What is it you'd like me to do today on your hair?
So I would like a number 1 shaded all the way up. On the top, I want my parting shaving in as usual.
Yeah.
And this bit here, which is really annoying me,
Okay.
just needs sorting out and maybe shortening a little bit.
Is it getting a bit too long now? It's kind of flopping over a little bit through there.
It's really,
Cool.
really annoying me in the morning. So.
Yeah, the reason why that tends to happen is because you haven't got your hair, you're not growing in the middle or anything like that. We're growing to the side. So one side's always going to be a bit heavier than the other side. So with the top, we don't want to take too much off. We're literally just going to blunt cut it and just more concentrate on reconnecting this back in, because obviously as this grows it gets a bit too long, you can see. So we'll just take that in a little bit, but still keeping it square through there. So it sits back really nicely. So we'll do the kind of one round here. Just follow the kind of shape we've been doing, working with. Back of the neck, we'll taper that in, go with the cutthroat, just get that nice and clean as well. And the parting as well, we tend to shave the parting in, so you can see where as it's grown out. Andy comes in quite regularly for just the tidy up. If you do have a shave parting or you want to have a shave parting, just to let you know, it does grow out quite quickly. So if you want to have it, it's a bit of commitment through there. So, but it's nice if you like it parted and you always want to find it through there. Cool, so beard-wise, what are we going to do?
Beard-wise, we're just going to tighten the lines up and take out the fluff at the bottom.
Yeah.
Just to thin it out a little bit.
You're not trying to grow it? Is this the length we're happy with now?
This is as long as I want it to be, I think.
Yeah, cool, perfect. So with Andy's beard, we have been growing it for a while, but now we've got to that length where we're happy with it. You can see it's nice and long through here. If you just stretch your chin up, Andy, he's kind of got that classic beard growth where this all grows up and this grows down, and because he's got a wave, this does kink out. So we're still going to keep it square, but I'm just going to do a little technique where I just kind of cut into it just a little bit here, just to take that extra, when he goes a bit bell-shaped, it just kind of takes it in a little bit, and that's kind of what I would do with Andy's beard. So any guys that have that problem, it will just sit better. It won't stick out so much when it grows out as well. And then moustache, we're just kind of cleaning it around the lip today. So just really just kneading it, cleaning it up. And we're not going to use the cutthroat on the neck. We're just going to use the details just to get it nice and clean through there. Just going to start off with my wool clippers. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my guide in, like I tend to with most of my clipper cuts. So I know not to go into it, because if I go into that, it's going to go too high and too round through there. So as I'm doing, I'm just kind of angling it, creating a curve through there. If I went straight around, it would just go too flat. And the same with this side. So I'm just going to follow the previous shape that I put in last time. I'm just going to use it's like a 1.5 guard. So I'm just going to start off with a kind of a big one. No, I'm going to start off with 1.5 guard through there, but open. Because a 2 is a bit too long to use, so I kind of And when I get behind the ear, I start to kind of angle it down a little bit, just work with the head shape. And then I'm going to close it and just do the same. And then I'm just going to go straight with my number 1 through there. I will fade it in a little bit in with the sideburns. I'm just literally just taking it around the edges now. Obviously the colouring's a little bit darker through here at the back, so I might just take this a little bit higher through. So you can see on Andy's got a little bit of a swell at the back here. So when we go with the cutthroat, you just want to kind of, with the clippers, just kind of go down as well through here. But we're going to fade that in and go in with the cutthroat just to get it nice and clean. But when you're shaving, you kind of want to go with the grain, not against it. Literally just cleaning around the edges, catching all those little hairs. So I'm just creating a little line of, so I'm just creating a little line here. I'm going to fade all this up, but then I'm going to use the cutthroat to do the rest. So now I'm just going down with my 0, just really lightly on the neck. So just going to really lightly scissor over comb. But when you go quite short with a 1, you do get a bit of a contrast. And then I'm just going to cut into it as I go as well. So I'm just kind of just softening the edges, not going into it, I'm not taking loads off through there, I'm literally just angling my comb out. So just kind of connecting it in a little bit more through there. So you can see now it's a little bit longer through here. All I'm going to do is literally just bring this part just back to the previous section and just really softly point cut that in. Yeah, no, with the top, we're literally just going to take a little bit off because we still like the length.
Well, I ain't got much left.
Huh?
Well, I ain't got much left.
So you can see, just point cut that. So I'm not going to cut into it, I'm just cutting it straight across because it just thickens those ends up. If you point cut hair, that's fine, it's just going to go too, it just goes too fine on the ends. So just bringing it back. And that's kind of it really. We're going to do the parting now. You can see now it's not so heavy, it's just kept it square, it's just taken that kind of heavy corner off through there, which happens with most short haircuts. It's always going to be heavy on one side than the other. Okay, so I'll always like to put a little clip just so I know it's nice and flat, so I don't accidentally cut in and take too much hair, but roughly here is where we shave it through there. You can see all the little hairs that have just grown through. So that's with the detailers. And then all we're going to do is just spray a bit of water and then to go in with the cutthroat, just to sharpen it up through there and get any of the little hairs. So you can see now, just kind of sharpens it up. all I'm doing is just put a little bit of talc around the hairline. I'm just going to go around with the cutthroat. Just get any of those little hairs that mixed with the detailers. So I'm just working around the lines. So I'm coming down, then I'm going to come up. You can see all those little hairs just around the ears. Again, just be really gentle when you do this. You can see just coming around. Cool. So just going to give the beard a good brush. Then using the tight part of my comb, just coming down. So the cheek line, you can see you don't want to go any higher. We're literally just cleaning up those little hairs that don't really, you know, connect into the beard. And I'm just going to come up with the detailers. Just be really gentle around the Adam's apple area, because obviously it's a bit sensitive, that area, but you can see how his beard likes to cut off. You know, it already gives a really nice sharp line. But if I do, when you do sharpen a guy's neckline, you kind of want to do it in a V shape, so kind of coming in like that. If not, if you go straight across, when they sit up it goes very round, so it's best to do it more coming in that kind of shape. Cool. So now we're just going to connect that now and then connect that. Always try and come down when you're trimming, because if you come up, loads of hair is just going to get in the ear and it's just going to be really uncomfortable for the client. So go down, don't come up too much to start with, especially if it's really long, the hair there. Cool. Lovely. So moustache, just cleaning it over the mouth, you're not growing it or anything? No. Cool. Yeah, so we're not growing like a handlebar moustache, so literally just cleaning it over the mouth again. So I do is come in with my comb, just graduating the moustache a little bit so it's not so heavy. Some people like a really heavy kind of one length moustache, but Andy likes it a little bit more off the lip a little bit. Again, just going to lift my comb and just clean those hairs inside, so when Andy eats, it's not going to be uncomfortable for him. So I'm just going to clean any of the little hairs with the scissors a little bit. And then what I do is I just get Andy to tilt his head a little bit, and then what I do is I'm just rounding it slightly, still keeping it square, but just taking that extra, because this kind of comes out quite a bit. So you can see now, when you look at the other side, it's just not as heavy. That's the satisfying bit when you see the straight line come back. Yeah, it just takes that bit in a little bit as opposed to this side, because this side still is very heavy, but it just, yeah, looks much better. How's that all looking for you? So you can see nice and straight.
That's the bit I really like when I see that come back.
It's like mentally refreshing when you get your hair and your beard done. Cool. And then the same on that side.
Beautiful.
And you just want to see your hair as well. How's that all looking for you? We'll give it a wash and I'll dry it as well. How's that feeling with the parting?
No, it's lovely.
Yeah, so I've just put a bit of clay in. I tend to put product in wet and then dry it in just because it gives it a really nice finish, stops the hair from going really fluffy. I'm just going to use a bristle brush like this, so it just helps to grip all the hair, get it nice and smooth. Lovely, Andy. How's that all feeling for you, hair and beard wise? Yeah?
It's lovely.
I love how it's like white and it's like dark on the chin.
My little badge strap.
Yeah, it looks cool though. And then we just rub it in through the chin and the jaw. And then whatever's left, just put a little bit on the moustache through there. Perfect, Andy. How's that all feeling for you now? Feeling fresh?
Yeah, it's always so much nicer when you put the balm in as to me doing it in the mornings. It feels so much different. I don't know why. Yeah.
Ladies touch, right?
That's great. That's great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah,
Cool. All right.
Happy, man?
Cool. Very happy.
Lovely long hair, and you just want like a little trim.
Just trim and tidy up, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's only been like 3 months since you came in last to get it trimmed. So all we'll just do with the length is literally just take like just a tiny bit, because obviously it's pretty healthy hair. You know, you're not like us ladies where we ruin our hair. It's nice and natural. So and layers as well. You want me to cut the layers back in?
Yeah,
Just give it a bit of something.
Same as last time. Yeah.
I'm going to use a razor instead of the scissors to do the length. I do a lot with guys with long hair because they don't like it to look too blunt, too fresh. And I'm going to use this part. This part takes length, whereas this part takes weight. So we're not going to take loads off. But all I'm going to do is just hold it to here, and I'm going to do it over instead of under, and literally just cutting into it. So you can see it just creates that kind of shattered. It just shatters the length a little bit more rather than going in with scissors.
Thanks a lot.
So you can see.
Yeah, I'm
Just
taking my sister there.
Still
so
you get a
I'm
length,
taking
but it
you
just
there.
breaks up a lot more.
Okay.
I just tap the ear before I cut it, just so you don't get a little hoop of the ear, because obviously the ear sticks out. See, so I'm just angling it just to keep length. So I don't really want to touch this hair at the front, so we kind of want it a little bit more angled, just to encourage length to come forward. See, still very nice. Still very similar. How's that feeling for you lengthwise?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so short but nothing drastic.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do your layers with scissors, just with the razor can be a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think of it with the razor. Little subtle effect. So I'm just kind of just making kind of like pizza slice sections from my previous section. So we're just doing kind of like really long square layers, which is when this becomes more hairdressing, so you can see your guide through there, you can see just really light point cut that. So this is when it becomes more of a hairdressing as opposed to barbering, but it's still hair there. What I'm going to do, now I've done the back, we're going to do the front, we're going to over direct it back to keep length through here nice and full. So I'm doing diagonal forward sections. Because if not, if you just go pull it straight out, it's going to be very choppy in texture at the front, and hair around the hairline for everyone is quite fine, so we want to keep it nice and full. always do is just comb the other section just so I can use it as a guide. So you can see that's what I previously cut. So just kind of marrying it together. I'm just going to cross check it. Make sure it's all balanced. You can see there's a couple of little hairs through there. You tend to cut in the middle, so whichever way your gent flips it, it will sit nicely.
Ready to bite, so?
You can see the balance through there. There you go. How's that feeling for you? So if you want to flip it over, you know, it's going to feel a lot lighter for you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah? Cool. What we'll do is we'll dry it off. You can see where the layers are on the length, but I just want to kind of soften it a little bit. I'm just going to go back through my previous sections, but I'm going to take clippings. We're just going with the way I previously cut. So I'm just going to clean up these.
It's your cousin, isn't it? Ridiculous money. Wait, where
Clean
is
it up with my detailers, just to kind of.
These Matarans, no? That's why I like diving so much, isn't it? When you dive to get the mainland to the narrow, right? Gosh, lucky fast. Hello.
Just cleans it up when he ties his hair back. See what you think. Just kind of mess it up through there. So it just gives it a bit of movement.
Yeah.
And you can see how the length doesn't look. It looks freshly cut, but it's not too like overly straight
Yeah.
through there. But yeah. So you see it's quite long. It's kind of gone past that stage of where it's kicking out
Yeah.
at the end. Alright Ryan, so are we doing hair and beard today? So talk to me about your hair first, and then we'll work on the beard.
Short back and sides.
How short would you like to go? A half fade, yeah? Cool. You don't want half all the way to the top, you kind of want it to be
Yeah, but quite high.
I still want to keep a corner, because if you go too high, it goes too round.
Yep.
And because your hair is very straight, these bits are going to stick up, which we don't want. We still want it on a nice square shape.
top,
Yeah.
exactly.
We round it, it goes like that, which is like a nice gem haircut, which we do not want. You know, cool. And
Chop
the
back.
top, do you just want to just add loads of texture to the top?
Yeah, a little bit shorter at the front because it just goes front.
Yeah. We'll kind of do it so you get that nice short into long kind of haircut. You find some people leave this a bit longer, but then because you want it back, this will get too heavy. So I want to keep this a bit shorter, kind of angle it through there.
Yeah, so I can just wrap it up.
So I'm just gonna. So I'm just clippering over combing, putting in my weight line in to start with. I always like to dip it where the crown is. I'm also using the magic clippers and a really nice cutting comb, which I really like to use. It's nice and thick to use, not flimsy. So I'm going to use a number 2 to start with. Still keeping it square. When I get towards the ear, I start to curve it rather than going straight up. So I'm going to use a number 1 but half, so 1.5 through there. So after I've done my 1.5, I'm just going to drop it down to a 1 and just continue the shape. I'm going to use my 0.5 guard, but I'm going to push it up just so it's like a tighter 1 guard through there. So just using the corner to start with. We don't want a super high and tight fade, we just want quite like a low fade. after my type 1, I'm just going to push it down to a half again. So again, just kind of working just really around the edges. I'm just using this kind of corner bit, so if I go straight in, it might take too much off. So I'm going to use a bigger comb than the cutting comb, just to really just clean whatever's left off this weight line area. So I'm just really scissor over combing it. Still keeping the shape square. The scissors I use are Nico Japanese scissors. They're really strong, they're really good scissors to use. They get through really thick hair. And these are 7 inches long. I'm just going to clean around the edges with the wool detailers. These are my favourite to use because you get a really nice sharp line, and they're plug powered, so they're really powerful. The ear hair, you just want to again, just keep it really natural around the neckline, no square, just very natural around there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the sides, these kind of corner areas together now. So what I tend to do, so not much needs to come off, but it just takes that kind of heavy. Then I just kind of do like pivot sections just round. So just going to cut the top. We're not going to take too much off. And then when I get to the front, I'm just going to check it. I'm just going to... With Ryan's hair, because his hair is so straight, point cutting is the best, because it will just, you won't get any scissor marks. If you just cut it blunt and then you dry it, you'll see all these kind of lines.
Yeah, show me feet. They're always on YouTube.
Alright Neil, so what do we do with your beard today?
It's a bit of shape there, sideburns.
You like it
nice
quite?
lines, yeah.
Yeah, because you're in here every 10 days, so
Right.
you like to have it all properly wet shaved and that.
That's right.
So what we're going to do with Neil's beard is obviously blessed with a very thick beard. He comes in every 10 days, so what we tend to do is, because he doesn't really like the sideburns too thick and bushy, we tend to create a very sharp line through here. So I'm going to line it all up with the machine, and then I'm going to use it with the razor just to get it nice and sharp through here. Again, we kind of cut into it a bit more because he's in here like near enough 10 days once a week. He likes all this razored. If he grows it too long, it gets a bit too bushy for him. He likes quite like a short, neater beard. What we're going to do is we're going to take it back a bit, take about that much off through there. It's not an awful lot, but we really want to get it tighter in at the cheeks through here. With Neil's beard, it's very deceiving because he's got so many different colours. It does wave through these bits, and it all tends to grow here, and it gets very heavy through here. So we still want to keep it square, but what I might just do is just freehand it and take it a little bit shorter just to round it a little bit through here, but still giving the illusion that it's square. And again with Neil's tash, we just want to clean it over the lip, just kind of clean it all so it's nice and easy for him, so when he comes back in 10 days time we'll be doing the same. just using an afro comb just to really detangle Neil's beard. I mean, he's very good at brushing it himself, so it's not too harsh to use. Also lets me see how the beard grows and the waves as well when I really brush it out, so I can really look at it. As you can see, it's like waves here, kind of waves around the chin area. Cool, so I'm going to concentrate doing these line work for here. So I'm just going to use my wool detailers for my line work. They're nice and precise. Nice and clean. Clean the ears. The reason why we kind of cut into this is because if we let all this grow for Neil, it would be too bushy. So you have to kind of compromise with how thick someone's beard is and how much like time they want to maintain with it as well. So whenever I line it personally, I like to slide it and then lift it up, because then it just gives you that cleaner line. Because sometimes people like go down, and I don't want to do that because that might cut into the beard a bit too much. So we've cleaned up your lines through here and here. Obviously I'm going to get rid of all this with the cutthroat, so it's not a big deal if I've left hair there. I'm going to really sharpen this up with the cutthroat afterwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean up this line, this bottom bit underneath. You can see Neil's got a lot of hair through here, and we're going to get all that clean with the razor. As you can see, this is very deceiving, this little wave through here as well. Okay, so we're just going to clean up the tash, and so you just want to keep your eyes and your mouth closed for Neil. Lifting the tash up and just cleaning those hairs just around the corners of the lips. So I'm just using the corner of the detailers just to give it more of a natural kind of finish. So I'm going to use the scissors on the sides. We're going to slightly round this in and graduate it a little bit more, just to kind of tuck it underneath, but still keeping that nice line. So what we do is you tilt the head to the side, you just freehand it. And when you freehand it, instead of using the clippers, you just got a little bit more control over how much you take, and it just grows out a lot softer. So it just kind of brings it in a little bit more without taking it in too much, because if you go too much, it accentuates the chin a bit too much. So you can just see now, you can see how that's just a little bit curved, but we're going to dry it all smooth once we've finished, once we've razored it. How's that feeling for you, Neil?
Good, thank you.
Yeah? Does that feel like a good length and everything? I mean, if you want to go a little bit shorter, I'd rather razor it first. After all the hot towels, we'll dry it all nice and smooth, and then we'll always check over it. Yeah? Yeah. Cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shave Neil now. So I've just got some face scrub in my hands. We're just going to prep the skin up. So chin up for me a little bit. So you just want to work through the chin all underneath. Really work on the areas that I'm going to shave. Just going to do a hot towel. Neil doesn't like it over his face, so we're going to just focus on the underneath bit in the cheek. How's that feeling for you, Neil? Is that good? Chin up for me a little bit. And then lift your head up for me. There you go, and relax back. So we're just going to tuck it underneath. Just get all that excess face wash off. I'm going to put pre-shave oil on now. I'm just going to put it on quite lightly, and what that does, it just protects the blade against the skin against the blade. So you only want to put on the areas that you're shaving. Get a nice thick cream on there. So So when I'm shaving with the grain. I don't want to shave against, because you've got one sharp single blade. You don't want to get spotting or irritation when it grows through. So what I'm doing is backhanding. So instead of going down, like down, I'm shaving up with the blade.
Hello.
Just be really careful with the Adam's apple, because obviously it's very sensitive down there. I'm just going to do the cheeks now. So you do really stretch up. Be careful not to shave too close to the eye area. Okay, so now I'm just going to dry Neil's beard, just kind of smooth it out, get those kind of strong waves out. So I'm just using on a low heat, low flow. So I'm just blow drying one direction and I'm drying back across. This really helps to get all those kind of strong waves out. Okay, I'm going to finish off with a Spice Citrus for Neil's beard, because obviously his beard does puff out. It gives it a bit of hold through there as well. So it's moisturising and it gives it a nice kind of long lasting hold. Rub it in, so it's nice and smooth all over. Work it in. What's left, just a little bit on the touch through there.
That's the front of the garden. That's exactly. Yeah. Front row is just like a good arrangements for that.
Marlon, so what are we doing with your beard today?
So we're going to go at this square thing, which is sort of like quite tapered at the sides, fade up to the ears, and then straight across the bottom.
So you want to go more of a square beard, because at the moment it's quite round, you find. So what I would suggest then with this length is taking it up a little bit to get it a little bit more square, because you can see these bits are still too short. When you use your comb, you can see that corner's missing. So you want to take it up a bit to allow this will meet up better, so then when you grow it, it's going to grow more together rather than this grow longer. You always find the cheeks always tend to grow a bit, like got longer to travel in the chin area. So if we take about, say, that much off, how much is that kind of looking? So that's quite a good amount. Get that nice and square, nice and solid for you through there. And what are we doing with your cheeks?
So just line up with a razor.
Yeah, like a nice, just kind of follow that kind of natural line through here.
Yeah.
Not a problem. And what are we doing with your tash as well?
Just leave the tash, just take off the ends, but just sort of trim around the mouth on the inside, just so I can eat all right.
Yeah, cool. So what we'll do then is we'll just lift that tash, and any of those little stray hairs, we'll give that a good trim. Alrighty, and if you just stretch your chin up, and you can see naturally as well through here, you kind of want to leave this to grow. If you shave too much into this, it makes, as you're growing it, this too fine. So I'm just going to probably clean up just a little bit underneath, but you see all this hair through here, I want to let this completely grow, because you're never going to see it, so you might as well let it fill out nicely through there. How does that sound for you, Marlon?
Great.
Yeah, cool. Start. I'm going to use my Wool Magic Clip cordless ones. They're great, you know, they're cordless, so you can move around, you're a lot more flexible. So I'm going to start with the number 2, and what we're going to do is we're going to kind of fade these sideburn areas through here, because for guys these kind of tend to sprout out quite quickly. So I'm going to start with the 2.5, just going to clip this through here. And down to a 2. And then I'm going to do my 1 guard, I'm going to do it to a 1.5. That's a 1, so we're going to start with 1.5. Just kind of gently flicking it out, you know, we want to... Kind of when you're clipping beards, you want to go in all different directions, because obviously the beard hair grows quite, you know, all over the place. Now we're going to do a 1/2 through here, so we're going to push this up. Now I'm going to do a 0, but I'm just going to use the kind of corners, just to give it more of a natural. Okay, so I like to use the Fade Brush by Jack Dean. It's quite soft bristles. It's very comfortable on the client. It doesn't scratch. It's really soft. And it just helps to get rid of all the hair, so you're working nice and clean. So now we're gonna clean up the edges. So really give the beard a nice comb through there. You want to get all the hair through there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take about that much off. Because some people's beards grow really far out. That's fine, some people like that, but Marlon today says he likes a nice solid square line. You don't want to go into it like this because that starts rounding. You want to kind of follow that kind of natural line from where it connects. So what I tend to do, head straight for me. So what we're going to do, I tend to start here and then I connect through here. If I go too into that, it's going to go too round, so it's best to start in the middle. So I'm going to take about that much off through there. So you can see now, nice kind of squareness through there. Just going to go with my half a little bit and then just kind of keep it a little bit, bring it up through here, just a little bit. So we obviously want to grow the tash, but what we're going to do is we're just going to comb the tash up and clean just underneath the lip, just so when he eats it's a little bit more comfortable, because you can see it's grown nice and long through there. Especially the corners of the lips, because obviously when you eat it'll be a lot more comfortable.
Always.
So all we're doing with Marlon's tash now is just trimming the edges, because we like to keep it quite long. Because you can see how long that's becoming now. It gets quite fine through the ends.
Through my teeth without so to be able to go to the shop, buy a carton of juice.
So all I do is just twist it. You see I'm literally just taking
pretty much good. And when I used to have a sandwich,
just a little bit of milk. You can see it just thickens it up a lot more through there.
Great.
Kind of comb it, just kind of see how it's looking. Cool. So some people use a gel or the foam to raise the cheeks. We like to use talc just so we can see. It's good to put something on the skin because otherwise it irritates the skin. You get razor burn, it's really uncomfortable. So talc just protects the skin against the blade.
You look good, I look like a village idiot. So oh yeah, double
The
take.
one.
I like a double take.
What I usually get to do with my clients is get them to sit up, but just lift their head up a little bit, just so when they're looking straight on, this is kind of how the beard's going to sit most of the time, so you can see.
One with one leg.
Just sharpening up with my scissors. Gives it a really nice kind of solid finish through
No
there.
legs.
How do you know where?
No leg.
No, no.
So you can see you've got that nice kind of square through there. Okay. And then the same through here. You can see obviously it's a bit lighter through here. The eyes. I'm going to take the old money. Literally a couple of drops. That's all you need. Just want to work it through the chin and the jawline first.
How's that, Mr. Thailand?
Amazing.
And then whatever's left, just put a little
Could
bit
have just
on.
done the hot towel and I'd find that feeling
Exactly.
great.
right back up. It's
Hi Mum, how's that feeling for you?
Yeah, really nice.
All good, nice and square now.
Hey, I'm Lewis. I'm a project manager here in Soho, London. Been growing my beard for about 2 years. Started off as a Movember challenge that never sort of ended really. And yeah, today going to try and get it chopped off.
Alrighty Lewis, so what are we doing?
Getting rid of the majority of the beard.
Okay, cool.
Go down nice and short.
Alright.
Hopefully about maybe a 4 or a 5 with a trimmer.
Okay, cool. And you still want to keep it nice and square?
Yeah, I still want to keep it nice and square. Keep it clear as well, so sort of the shape that's still there.
Yeah. Cool.
Get rid of the bulk.
I mean, what we'll do then is we'll start off with a 6 and work our way down, because you don't want to go straight in because that might be a bit too short, and obviously how long your beard hair is, you don't want to catch or pull and be uncomfortable. With your neckline, we're just going to basically, we'll clipper it down short first, we'll clean up your edges and keep it really natural on your neckline as well. With regards to your moustache, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's definitely going to have to come down as well. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not quite as long as the beard.
Yeah, you still want to keep it nice and full, but just clean it. You're not trying to grow it or anything, especially what with it getting so warm out now. We've got one day of summer in London, so you know everyone's going short now.
That's it, yeah.
Cool. All right, perfect. Let's crack on. Because obviously Lewis has got quite a large beard. We're gonna start off longer and then work our way down. So we're gonna start off with the ball clippers. We go down to number 6, but eventually we want to go down to number 4 through there. So when I'm clipping, I tend to do it when the clients are sitting upright, because if the clients are sitting back and the hair's all over their face, it's quite uncomfortable. Just going down to start with, 'cause that takes less off. Just really start seeing how it's growing. I'm just clippering in all different directions, because with the beard hair it grows in all different directions, so go up, down, across, all over really. It's okay, because I'm going to clean all this up anyway. So Liz, that's a 6. You think you want to go a bit shorter, obviously? Just want to double check with you first.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. So
Half a beard.
That's the thing. So it's good to start off long,
Yeah.
to get the clients to feel, and just do one side so they can see the difference.
Maybe go down to just a 5 then. Just
Yeah,
a bit,
cool,
yeah.
perfect. And then next time you can always go a bit shorter, because let's face it, the beard grows quite quickly, doesn't it? Yeah, so we're doing a number 5 on the beard, and then we'll clean up the edges, and then that should be perfect. As you can see, Liam's got a very wavy beard. It's quite strong in the kinks through there. How's that feeling for you now, Lewis?
Yeah. I was
I can
shut
see
for a
my
while
chin
and all of a
again.
sudden, yeah, there's a face.
Yeah, you have a jawline again.
I think I look about 5 years younger.
Ah, that's good though. It's still nice and full. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just clean up the edges, and we're going to fade all this in, because Lewis's hair growth, you can see how this all grows up and this grows down. So what this does, it tends to fold, especially in these corner areas, which I find is very common for most men's beard, how the growth pattern, this all tends to grow up and this grows down. So we're going to clean all this up, take this in a little bit tighter through there as well. Okay? So I think earlier I called poor Lewis Liam, so I do apologise for that in advance. I don't remember saying it, but apologies to the YouTube fans out there. So you can see we're going to clean up the natural line through here, still keep it square. You can see Lewis's hair grows up for about here, and this is going to fold, so we're going to blend that in a little bit later with the clippers. I'm not going to do like a straight line, but I'm going to fade that in, because otherwise it will look like a line, but without, just because your hair grows at such a kind of split, so we'll keep it natural on your neckline. Okay, just want to tilt your head to the side, so we're just going to clean it up through here. So I'm not going to go into this, I just want to, because that's kind of too much hair to remove. So all this, I'm just going to clean all this up with the detailers. I do want to fade all this in. Cheeks again, I'm just going to clean this up. I don't want to go too far into this beard line because that's going to take too much hair off through there. I literally just want to kind of clean it up for there, keep it real natural for Lewis. So we're literally just going to repeat what we did on the other side, because you can still see as well on this side as well, this folds, splits here. So we're just going to keep that very natural. So all this underneath part here, I want to kind of clean up and keep it natural. I don't really want to put a line in because that's going to grow out quicker. So to fade, I'm just going to fade all this neckline in because you can see the way it grows. It's going to create a line anyway, but just fading it is just going to kind of soften that area. So when it grows out for Lewis, it'll last longer. I'm going downward just to catch all the hair because all the hair grows up through here. And then I'm going to go down my 0. Okay, so we're going to clean up the moustache. Don't want to go too short, but short enough so it's out of his way. I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go clean all this underneath bit with my scissors just to give it a nice finish and get any of the other kind of little hairs the clippers couldn't get. So you can still see nice and square. So you can see we just faded it all up for you on your neckline. And you can see as well underneath it's nice and clean through here. If you look straight as well, you can see it's not like you've got any like big kinks or anything, it's just nice and smooth underneath. And then the same on that side as well, just nice and square.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
As always, I'm going to use my favourite Temple Smoke. We're going to use the beard balm just to calm it and just put a little bit in there. So rub it in. Put it in through the chin and the jawline first. Get it all nice and smooth. And whatever's left, just put a little bit on the moustache. Alright, so we did number 5 on the beard. We just cleaned it all up and kept it nice and square and natural on the lines and the moustache area.
Are you happy with that?
Looks good, feels strange, but looks good.
Thank you.